You're listening to Ignite Your Success, a podcast that inspires fitness professionals to build a strong business that enables them to serve more people and engineer the lifestyle they desire. It's Brad Shepherd here, and together with Jason Ubanowicz, we're best known for running Trainer HQ, a community of passionate and profit-hungry fitness business owners that make a massive difference in others' lives every day. Each episode will unpack for you exactly what's working and deliver best practice strategies so you can confidently grow your business and make a huge impact. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Ignite Your Success podcast. And I'm joined by my business partner, Mr. Jason Ubanowicz. Oh, yeah, those of you who are listening in, that was a front double bicep he just pulled off there. Amazing.
It's been a while since I pulled one off. A bicep, that is, yeah.
All right, so we are about to talk about the online world today. Today's all about the online training, online PTs. So let's rip straight into it. So we're on the back end of Corona, the gyms are opening, there's a bit of enthusiasm out there, all this sort of stuff is great. But what we also noticed through this time was this emergence of, I guess the theme with going, I need to take my business online, I need to have an online offering, I need to become an online PT. So we're going to want to run through today a bit about that. So big fella, you want to launch us off with a little bit of, I guess, what we might delve into, the psychology behind somebody doing an online business and where it all sort of, kicked off and more importantly, what we've witnessed over this last period in time.
Well, I think firstly, like any business that you're going to venture into, it's got to be something you're passionate about. Now, due to the circumstances that we've experienced with this whole COVID-19 episode, we were chatting about it just earlier. There's a lot of people that have felt like they've been forced. Maybe they haven't, but they feel like they've been forced to go, right, shit. I think I better go to online and do some stuff online, start using this thing called Zoom and all these other platforms. Otherwise, my business is not going to survive. So I think that's the first part that we'd seen and we experienced. But outside of that, the real question remains is that, do you actually want to run an online business? And I think there's this mystique around pen online, offline, that they're completely different beasts. And the reality, in my experience at least, is that a business is a business. You've got the same protocols, same business plans, same objectives. Who are you trying to target? Who you're trying to help? Who you're trying to serve? Why are you good in those areas? And what makes you an expert? All those things stay the same. It's just that it's the unknown about this online cyberspace world that I think gets a few people to go, well, hey, can I actually do this?
It needs to be magically different, the mystique around it, yeah. And I guess what I'm hearing from you as well is really, for anyone listening to this, you've got to ask yourself, okay, is building an online business, is that what I physically want to do? Does that juice me? Does that excite me? Because that's got to be the first question, because I guess from my experience, and we've had the privilege of chatting to so many clients about this over this period in time now. But let me preface this by saying that for some people, they transitioned their physical PT sessions to Zoom-based sessions, and they were pretty much, that was their only option, was do that or do nothing, and people went magically well with that. And the beauty of that is that I could tell you for a fact is there's so many clients now that accept that as part of a normal way of training, and having a personal trainer now to go, well, yeah, I don't actually have to physically be at a gym to have my training session, or I don't actually have to physically leave the office. So if I'm working back and I'm stuck in, and I know that I've got work to do, well, your PT can now say, those PTs who are tuning in to say, well, don't worry about coming to the gym today, put on Zoom, we'll get this session sorted. And previously, rewind the clock 3 months ago, there might have not been a conversation that a PT had, but now it can be the type of thing that you can add to your repertoire. But back to my point is that you've got to make a decision as to if you're doing for all the right reasons. Do you want to build an online business? Do you want to have an online offering? Or are you just doing it because you feel like it's something that you should do, something that you have to do, or the above?
And the other side of that is, and this is way before COVID-19 came along, is that there was also just not. This is a generalisation, so not everyone may be thinking this. There was that perception that I'll get an online business. I'll have a shit ton of people come in. If you're from another part of the world, shit ton means a lot.
Oh, it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a heap of people that just going to come in and sign up, and I'll just kick back on the beach in Jamaica and watch the sunset, and that's all I'll need to do. So there was also that side of it, which is simply not the case.
Yes.
The reality is if you, in your offline business, if you don't understand business at a decent level, meaning that you don't have the right structure in place, you don't know what you're good at. Again, you don't know what you're trying to achieve. To think that you're just going to come online or go online and create this online business with the same level of skill set, knowledge about business, and think that's going to be a raging success is, I'll tell you, it's foolish.
Yeah,
it's just not going to happen. So I can recall. Prior to the whole online world kicking off, you remember the MP3 players?
I do.
Yeah, even before the iPhones come out. Mate, I had a bunch of corporate clients,
Yes.
and they used to travel a lot. So my frustration back then was, okay, great clients, great payers, but they went away a lot. So they would travel, and I'd go, shit, now I'm not training that person, no income. So it was a catch-22. Along come the MP3 player, and what I used to do was record just with my voice their training while they're away. And so
pick up the barbell.
Pick up the barbell. If they're in the hotel room, right, you're going to now do 10 squats. Went through so I recorded that. So, could you do that at any stage? Yes, you could. At that point, I just adapted to what was available in terms of the technology, and they loved it because it was no one else was doing it. This is a long time ago, and they absolutely loved it and would pay for it. So, there's always a solution, online, offline, that you can use at your disposal.
And for those 20-somethings who are listening to this, well, an MP3 player is a way to store audio or music onto a device.
It was a big deal.
Yeah. Just sort of a little bit after CD players and vinyl, which we remember as well. But yeah, so mate, you were pretty much an online PT back then, right?
Correct. That's how you would view it. It was like, okay, you can't physically train with me. You're in a different state of Australia or country. All good.
Yep.
Well, I've got a program for you, and that's what I've been teaching, and we've been saying for a long time. If there's something that you're really good at, if there's something that you do over and over again, if there's something that you repeatedly say to people, and you're not finding a way in this day and age to turn it into content, intellectual property, then you're missing out. Like even before all this stuff kicked off, right?
Yes.
If you're not finding that content and you're not producing your own intellectual property, then it's just a missed opportunity.
Agree 100%. So let's summarize that part, I guess, in saying that if you're delving into the online and you want to explore it, you want to make it as part of your offering, your service offering, then don't fall into the trap. The biggest trap I see people falling into is thinking that this has to be magically different. It has to be uniquely different to building a physical business, because we're about to tell you that the business principles that you employ are completely transferable to the ability to build an online business. How do we know that? Well, we specialize in helping people build businesses both online and offline. And the principles to build your fitness business are, guess what? When you're turning up and training people, you're going to need to have an online presence. You're going to need to be able to source. Number one, start with your perfect ideal client. Figure out where we're going to find those people. How do I start to put some lead generation strategies in place? And then once I bring these people into my funnel, have some sort of nurture campaign, and we can go into more detail on. We've got many resources which run you through that. But what do you need to do for an online business? What do you know? The same things.
Oh, I love it. And it's so true. Again, it all comes back to the bare basics. And when people say to me, like, "Oh, what's the best way to promote or get clients via Facebook ads or the rest of it, it's definitely the wrong question to ask. And that's what's happening now. People go, how do you get clients online? It's not the right question to ask. The question to ask is, firstly, as we said, do I want to be an online trainer? Again, who is my audience? Who do I want to help? What am I really great at? Spend the time to get that part clear first. Otherwise, you just go round and round in circles, and you will just become part of what they call, I hear people using the term noise. You're just going to become more added noise because it's like fat loss program, 6-week loss weight program.
Home-based.
Home-based,
Yep.
affordable, all this stuff. It's like, again, if you're wanting to excel in anything, online, offline, then you've got to get the right foundations. You've got to get the right skill set to be able to, to make the business a success. You've got to have the right structure to make sure that it'll grow and it'll develop into the success you want. And you definitely got to have the right support around you, be the right team or people in the right places. So, you can go and do any of these become an online trainer courses, and they're going to teach you this stuff. This is exactly what you're going to have to go through. They're going to say, who's your ideal client? What's your niche market? How do you know you can solve their problems? What are their frustrations? And then they're going to recommend a bunch of software programs that, ultimately are out there to use. So that part, I think, is always the easiest. And in this day and age,
it's a commodity. Or these things, landing pages, lead pages, Facebook ads, all that, they're a commodity in this day and age. And what we mean by that is they're just so easily accessible. For many people, these are free or very low cost entry platforms, and there are literally hundreds, thousands of people out there who specialize in this stuff and who can actually do it for you. So if you're racking your brain trying to become the next funnel building expert, I'm not saying don't do it, but what I'm saying is if it's not your forte or it's not what you're good at, there are so many people out there that can help you with that.
Yeah, and we have a lot of people come to us after doing some online, become an online, get an online product or course, and they just can't keep up. It's just too quick pace, or it's in a group environment and they just struggle to get their head around it. But probably because of that, the simple fact is they actually don't know what they're trying to achieve with this online business in the first place. So, and that's not a go at anyone who's running these courses. It's the simple fact that if myself as a customer of one of those programs, I'm not really clear on who I want, I've been triggered or driven to act by the fear of missing out or the fear of having to do this, and that's not the right incentive for me to be motivated, and that's overshadowing these basics that we've been talking about, then it's unlikely it's going to be successful.
And the other part to this is as we've discussed, wealth without work. It's just from what I've seen, I've been in business for 25 years, now 12 years plus coaching businesses and so forth. I just haven't seen a model where there's not going to require some investment of time, effort, energy, and have that in an ongoing basis. And that's not to say that you can't do it from the comfort of your own home, in your pajamas, or however you might like to do it. But what it is saying is that there can be this misconception around the fact is I set this up once, set and forget, and then I'm all sorted. Well, once again, I haven't witnessed that, and I guess I'm open and receptive to somebody showing me it. However, I'm telling each and every one of you that there's going to be work required to do this.
Yeah, and if your attitude is what Brad just said, you shouldn't be in business. Go get a job. Very rarely you hear me say you should be. If you're not up for extending yourself, becoming a better version of yourself, being better educated in business, doing what others are going to just can't be bothered doing, then it's not the right thing. If you are in this because you think it's the lottery, the ticket, go buy the lottery, because business is not for you. And we're telling you this after, since 2008, we've been business coaching, I've been doing it even longer than that. And you quickly see those are cut out for it and who's are not. So I agree with Brad. I agree with you, mate. It's like, if you're not prepared to do the work online, offline, you're not going to make it. It's not going to work, because the moment it gets tough and hard, you're going to quit.
Now, as we're saying this, don't for a minute think we're trying to discourage you from doing it.
I am.
And
no,
you are, yeah.
No, it's definitely what I'm doing.
So, but what we are saying, if I was to flip it over the other way and to say, in my opinion, just a perfect opportunity, a perfect time, because people have been so at the moment exposed to online options. People are working from home. no greater time for you to be able to set this up to complement your existing business than now. And could that lead into something down the track for you where you start to move more into doing that than face-to-face? Yeah, it's a possibility. But once again, you got to go back to the drawing board and say, what do I physically want? And I know there's some people that we've coached who have gone down the path and been coaching more online people, and what they've found themselves doing is going, well, I actually do prefer the human, the face-to-face interaction of seeing people on a daily basis. I'm not sure if I was cut out to be the person who sits behind a desk all day. I do enjoy that type of interaction. So all these things you need to explore before you go down that path.
Yeah, we had a number of our students who just flat out went, I'm not going online. Don't like it. It's not part of my plan, my vision, my model. And when I say online, they do a phenomenal job at their social media, at their branding, at their messaging. They're very clear on their niche. They just go, I am not jumping ship just because of this thing. And also in saying that, they had set themselves up because they've got the business structure and the knowledge, and they've been able to handle this kind of period. But they just said flat out. And so that's I guess back to your original question: is this something you actually want to do? And they went, no, I don't want to do that. It's not what I want to do. So there you go. It's a lovely little story, isn't it?
So for you, you've once you've made that decision, you got to go, all right, which pathway am I going to go down and so forth. The other thing I'm going to say is that I do see people getting incredibly blocked on which platform shall I use? How am I going to display this stuff? Getting caught up in this technical stuff, this technical jargon, which I was just saying is a complete commodity at the moment. So
just stop it.
Stop it. So what I would say to you is that, we've had clients build, a successful following and build a successful online, training offering via using free platforms like Google Sheets, like PDF documents, things like that. Now, you might say to me, well, that's no good. I need to use something better than that. Well, hold on a minute. Before we get on that path, what we just need to figure out is how can you deliver the service offering that you need to do for your clients. And if, say, for example, Google Sheets ticks that box and it's a platform where you could both interact on it, I'm going to say, why not? Then once we've acquired a certain number of clientele, maybe you might choose to go to an app or use some sort of tool that's out there. And once again, from all the clients that we get to see, I'll tell you for a fact, there's probably not one platform, not one tool, which is the ideal and the perfect tool for every single person out there. So what that means is for some clients of ours, they prefer to use this particular app, others prefer to use this one. Biggest trap to fall into again is trying to get too bamboozled in trying to figure out which is the ultimate tool. And then on a higher level, I've seen people go down the path of start to build their own app, build their own platform, and that's going to require lots of resources, it's going to require lots of money, lots of energy and time. So the thing I'd say to anybody is go, like in many businesses, keep it simple. Start with the basics first, figure out what do I need to achieve, maybe set some goals and some targets on what that would enable me to do to get to that next level.
So I hope what's come across is an objective and an overview of if you are looking at going online and you are looking at exploring that, that you just take in consideration some of these key points that we're saying. Understanding it is a business, regardless of the offline, online, the business structure, all that stays the same. It's just the platform you're using now. You think about when we first started this business back in 2008, we were selling manuals. So the key here is content and intellectual property. So we had manuals and CDs and DVDs that people could purchase anywhere. If they didn't come and see us live at an event, if they couldn't actually get coaching with us, people would order it. It would get mailed out. That's the same thing as what's happening on now. Of course, now it's a lot quicker, a lot less costs involved, production, all that stuff. People can access it now. We've got our Pathway to Profits program online for people who go, hey, I just want an A to Z of how to build a really strong and profitable business. Coaching at the moment is not really for me. Well, here's an option. You're over in the States, you're in London, you're in wherever you are, you can access that. Now, we could have not done that. We go, the only way that you can work with us is by having us or one of our coaches as your mentor, or people are going to run you through all this. Missed opportunity. So again, offline, online, And this day and age, it's digital, everything's downloadable. The whole point, it's doable. And if you see that that's something that you are passionate about and you've got a bigger audience you want to reach, you can just go to your community, you help more people, and you're really clear on what you're good at. And again, you can provide solutions through audio, through video, through PDFs, the whole bit. Those options are available.
Absolutely. So here's your chance. I guess we're signing off. We got more on this topic that we want to deliver because we do see it as an important and a hot topic. Just as we guide our clients through, we want to help guide each and every one of you on how to do it right, how to do it successfully, and set it up in such a way that you're building your business skill set, you're building your business knowledge, which is completely transferable to every aspect of your business, not only now, but carrying that into the future as well.
Great. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to ripping into more of the actual nuts and bolts of online.
Yeah. So we'll be signing off, and can't see the video. There's air guitar, there's dancing. We're cutting sick. And that's another edition of Ignite Your Success podcast.
You're welcome.
Thank you.